hustle, I came up from nothing. I stack up the muscles to point out the muzzle. If niggas ever try to take me for something, I'm busting. No time for discussion. That slime is disgusting, and nine will be clutching. Your mind will be rushing. I'm busting. I'm busting. I'm grinding and hustling. I came up from nothing. I stack up the muscles to point out the muzzle. If niggas ever try to take me for something, I'm busting. No time for discussion. That slime is disgusting, and nine will be clutching. Your mind will be rushing. I'm busting. I'm Black Guru 616. Nothing changes. I pull that 50 up. You can see I'm raising cane. White girl selling out this world. It ain't to paint. The day we met, she chose 10 to the perfect stranger. Some niggas seeking power, other niggas fucking cowards. Them people's cracked the whip. I told them give me 20,000. That's 20,000. Niggas always tell me put my life up in these raps. I know that shit is cap, cause niggas hate me. That's a fact. See, anything original can have a copycat. For PMG.org, go follow that. See, anything original can have a copycat. P for PMG.org, go follow that.
This is Perp. Welcome to the Cobra Kai Season 5 live discussion. Let me bring in my guests real quick. What's going on, guys? Got Rashad G from Rashad G Reviews. I got Kada. You already know. How y'all doing?
What's good? Happy to be here.
What's good?
Living life.
Yeah, man. So Cobra Kai Season 5. I did not expect it to get Season 5 so quickly. It's kind of crazy. Like Season 4 just came out right at the end of 2021, and now we got Season 5. So how y'all feel about it so far? Overall,
Season 5 had a quiet launch, to be honest.
You say it had a quiet launch?
Yeah, like it didn't, like nobody wasn't as excited for this launch as like Season 4.
I disagree.
I remember when Season 4 launched, everybody was talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I mean, I talked about it on my channel, just nobody cared. But nah, I was pumped, like from the very beginning, from the teaser to the full trailer, man. Like I can't get enough of this show. So I mean, I think I know what you're saying though. There wasn't as much buzz as say like when it first came to Netflix. You know what I mean? But I think to the hardcore fans, like we was all like super excited about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think just because we getting like a lot of back to back like dope shit coming out of Netflix lately, it was just like this was just another thing that kind of I think it kind of went under the radar, but I think it definitely I think it will pick up over time and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I think they did a really good job with this season. We're gonna get into that, but I did want to talk about I wanted to talk about some breaking news. You know what I'm saying? They announced that there's going to be another Karate Kid movie coming out.
Mm.
I saw that on
Yeah, I
Terrence's
saw
channel.
that.
And then just like 20 something or 30 minutes ago, the co-creator said like confirmed that this has nothing to do like with us, like him or people with Cobra Kai. So that kind of rules out some things for me. Um I don't know how y'all feel about that. Like, what could this movie be like? Because they kind of explain it to like a return to the original Karate Kid franchise, and it kind of just seems a little odd. It's exciting, but it's also like, what is really going on here? And this is like 2 years out. Because I was thinking like maybe they end Cobra Kai off with like a Karate Kid Part 5 and whatnot. So if you wanted to catch up with everything, we had to watch Cobra Kai and whatnot. But I guess that'd be kind of confusing. So how do y'all feel about this? I want to get Rashad's thoughts on this.
Okay, well, I heard about the movie, but this is news that that John Hurwitz is going to have nothing to do with this. So right off rip, just hearing that, I'm not too enthusiastic about it because John Hurwitz, like the guys that created Cobra Kai, are like the ultimate fans, and they know exactly what to do with this property. You know what I mean? So the fact that Sony, like, come on, Sony respect, but Sony can fuck up a wet dream. Okay, Sony can milk a franchise. Like, look what they did with the Spider-Verse. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't trust it. Like to say that it's in the like it's back to form for the Karate Kid. That's what Cobra Kai is, and
Yeah,
Cobra Kai has a huge following, like some really loyal fans. So I don't know how Sony's going to do this. Expect people to receive it positively. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a big mistake if you don't get the Cobra Kai creators, John Hurwitz and them, on this project. If they're not on it, it's going to fail. I guarantee you.
So is this movie supposed to be canon to the current one, or like going to be like the Jaden Smith one where it's non-canon?
that well, they say it's a return of the original Karate Kid franchise, so it has to take place in the Karate Kid universe. So what I think, well, I want to get your thoughts first, Kate. What do you think about all this?
I mean, I'm not a huge like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the movies. I am loving this show. If it was like a continuation connected to this Cobra Kai stuff, then makes sense. But I'm really messing with Cobra Kai right now, not really the movies.
Have
Like,
you watched? When's the last time you seen the
movie.
movies?
Hmm?
When's the last time you saw the movies?
Like a long time ago. Even when the show came out, I haven't rewatched them yet.
I think you should revisit them. I think you would appreciate it. I think they both kind of complement each other really well. Like when you go back and rewatch like the Karate Kid, and especially now like them kind of going back and referencing like Karate Kid Part 3, making that more important overall. So, but what I think what they might do is they could possibly do another Karate Kid, but call it Part 5. And since they've been kind of teasing this or kind of just alluding to this, they can go back to Aquanawa and it's just like we get like a Mr. Miyagi kind of folk, like a young Mr. Miyagi and stuff like that, like
Mm-hmm.
around that time, possibly. Who knows?
Yeah,
That's my
I said that too. I was like, if they're doing spinoffs, I would love to see like a prequel, like Miyagi and Sato coming up in Okinawa, and and how they fell out and everything.
true. But I do think that as far as spin-offs go, that they are definitely going to do a Crease spin-off. Like that just seems like that's where they want to go after Cobra Kai. It's like see John Crease like kind of in the early days of like Cobra Kai or something like that. So
Well, which is funny because there's a scene in here where it takes place in 1980, and you see Crease and Terry Silver, but the first Karate Kid was 84. So I said, damn. I said Crease aged a lot from 80 to 84, man. He went from
yeah,
young John Crease to Martin Cove in 4 years. That's almost like going from Michael Fassbender to Ian McKellen in like 5 years. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so what would be a good place to start with this discussion? Let's go by characters. Rashad, what character sticks out to you the most out of this whole season?
Joyce, I am Gasoline. To me, Chosen, like, okay, I just want to say this first. I'm forever a Johnny. Like, Johnny is my white counterpart. Like, Johnny is like the white version of me. I'm the black version of him. Okay, so I always fucks with Johnny. All right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's my spirit animal. But Chosen is the fucking MVP of season 5, hands down.
I agree. I agree.
Word.
So yeah, like let's talk about Chosen because man, like I try to like stay away from a lot of the marketing for this because a month before this season dropped, they were dropping a lot of shit. Like that trailer showed a lot. I was like, all right, I'm gonna stay away from that and just mute everything season 5 because it seems like they're letting out a little bit too much information. So going into this, it was kind of a surprise, and I think it was kind of refreshing to kind of get Chosen more involved with just the overall story and with interacting with the different cast. And like I would have never thought to see like Chosen and fucking Johnny like teaming up on shit like that. Shit was pretty crazy. And to see, I mentioned this in my review, to see Chosen kind of relate to Tori, where Tori's got to deal with the whole cheating thing, and they kind of put emphasis on that, like in what episode 2 or something like that, or 3, I think. I think it was 3, yeah, where they kind of show you a young Chosen, and he was kind of like cheating and whatnot, and that's always been kind of like part of his character. And it was interesting to kind of get that interaction and whatnot. But Kata, how do you feel about Chosen as a whole? Would you say he was the MVP? Was he your favorite out of the season?
Oh, Chosen was a go. If it wasn't for Chosen, we would never got that badass sword fight.
Word.
Well, I
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
say
that's
badass, but like, you know, we dipped into that territory of like corny 80s action stuff, which ended up still being good. Like, you know, come on, we looking at a show about two karate classes beefing and someone pulling out swords.
Yeah,
Like,
and it gets crazy because like
went there, and Chosen brought that energy though.
But let's talk about that too. Like this is definitely the most mature and violent because they were dropping f-bombs like left and right. I was like, yo, is this Cobra Kai I'm watching? Like, because it's just like they're like fucking here, fuck that. They're like, and then like you seeing people losing limbs and stuff when they're at towards the end. It was definitely bloody and like Tori when she had to break the whole the stone statue thing, whatever. That shit was crazy. And it just lets you know that like that'd be dope if the last season was like TVMA or some shit like that. I don't know. They just let them go crazy with the curse words and shit. Right? But yeah, Chosen was dope. But how do y'all feel about just them amping up just the violence and the profanity?
You got to at this point because you know, like when it started, it was like kind of PG-13ish, but you know, like we're in season 5 now, so they have to up the ante. They have to spice it up. They have to make it, you know, they have to do this, or else it's going to end up being stale and stagnant. And it's like, okay, it loses flavor after a while. That was kind of my issue with season 4. Because I mean, even though I did really like season 4, but season 4 to me just felt a little still too PG-13ish, especially that the All Valley. You know what I'm saying? So this was a big step up from season 4. And I want to add this about Chosen real quick. What I really fuck with him, the reason why I really fuck with Chosen was because out of everybody, like everybody was scared of Terry Silver. Everybody was like, oh, he's dangerous, he's this and he's that. So the more people talked about him, the more fear you was still like, damn, this guy's a bad motherfucker. But let me tell you something, Chosen didn't give a fuck. Chosen wanted all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, take me to Terry Silver. All right. I don't care. Yo, I'm dangerous. Yo, he better watch out for me.
Yeah, I like that about him. It's all these former like villains or antagonists of Danny. of Russo,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all kind of combining forces to take down Terry because Crease is out of the picture, but we'll get to Crease.
Mm-hmm.
So with Chosen out the way, because I think they're definitely gonna bring back Kumiko in like season 6 or something like that to kind of put those two together. Because he was the odd man out when they went all out when all of them went out partying and stuff whatnot.
Right.
But man, it I feel like it was really needed to kind of also amplify and raise the stakes because like Chosen has a completely different style. They even mentioned that like he has a little bit of both of LaRusso and Johnny, like kind of their styles and stuff. But the way he teach the kids and stuff like that, he got them to do that whole egg thing, and that was
Mm-hmm.
really dope. I like that. It kind of brings back the whole Mr. Miyagi kind of vibe, the way he would kind of have odd ways of training, but it always kind of come into play, especially with the finale. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was dope.
Yeah, finale was something else.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that as well. We can talk about that. Another character. How do y'all feel about? Because I know a lot of people. Some people are kind of probably worried about the whole Miguel going to search for his father. It's very stereotypical, kind of like soap opera stuff. Like, but I'm glad the way that they handled it. It was like they literally only took
Yeah,
used like 2 episodes, and we're back on track.
I like the way I like. I mean, I like the overall like end of it. We got to, in my opinion, it was unnecessary originally
Mhm.
to even go there, but at least with the end, Miguel didn't do nothing like we didn't get a reveal that okay, he's the father, and Miguel's like, all right, I want my father to be in my life now. Like, nah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like I understand the complaint that wow that story went nowhere, but I feel it was necessary because all last season Miguel was like you knew that void was missing in his life, like he needed that father figure, and when Johnny had that when he was drunk and he said I love you I it's like well
yeah,
damn I looked at
kind of
this
fucked
guy as
him
my
up.
father, yeah, this guy I looked at as a father, now I gotta find my real father. So I think it wrapped up perfectly because when he sees Johnny, because he's on the phone crying to his mom, like, damn, mom, he was
Yeah,
right. And he had a total breakdown. When he saw Johnny, he's like, Mom, I'm okay. So it's like he needed that closure.
yeah.
And
He
I feel
can
like
move on now.
yeah, it was I thought it was done perfectly.
Yeah. How do y'all feel about Miguel as far as like, because we can just get right into it, yo. Because Miguel and Robbie, they've been bumping heads, and they were finally able to like settle it 1-on-1. And I'm glad the way that they kind of settled it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Johnny's just like, yeah, he got the idea from LaRusso, and he's just like, yeah, y'all are just gonna just no refs, no nothing, no restrictions, just you
Just
know what I'm
knuckle
Fight
saying,
it
up.
out.
Just knuckle up. Yeah.
shoot the fade, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, and whoever, and we got a clear definitive winner too. So it's Miguel. So
Which kind of surprised me because I always rooted for Miguel against Robbie. I always thought Miguel was the superior fighter, but the fact that Robbie trained both Miyagi Do and Cobra Kai and the way he was last season, I was like, damn, Robbie done stepped this shit up. I don't know if Miguel can take him now because Miguel
mm,
kind of fell back. He kind of fell back from training and like really going all out. And Robbie, on the other hand, is
yeah,
like fresh. You know what I mean? So the
and
fact that he was able to get the best of him like kind of surprised me a little bit.
there was nothing holding them back neither. They were both at 100%. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They had both some time to like, but yeah, that was a really dope fight. I think looking back at that fight, it's gonna be because it was like they're both at their like kind of peak. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So and it just definitely shows you how dangerous that duo is. Like that's number one and two. Like they do the power scaling, I think, really well.
Right.
Especially like bringing up Kenny. We're gonna talk about Kenny as well because that's it. They put Kenny over in this shit. Like, but it
What?
makes sense though to me.
Yeah, but but yo, like that's some life lesson type shit. I'm a little bit older than y'all, so I don't know if if this still applies to y'all, but coming up, that's how we handled shit. You know what I'm saying? It was no
Yeah,
such
yeah,
thing as okay, well, I'm gonna go tell or I'm gonna get you in trouble this way. No, if you had a problem with somebody, you duked it out. You catch the fade, and then after that, it was all like I can't name one person that I got into a fight with in my youth that I hated right afterwards. Like it's something about when you fight somebody and then you just have that mutual respect afterwards, like whether you won or lost, you know what I'm saying? You just had that respect, like, okay, we got it out, we cool now.
yeah. Like going like for me, growing up, like for middle school and high school, people was always fighting. So that's why I've said, like, if you were ever getting bullied or some shit, if you fought that person, you
Mhm.
whoop their ass, or just fought, they're just gonna leave you alone and just like
Yeah.
go about your business. Or sometimes they'll try, but people would just get bored, like to the point where like they'll just be looking to fight somebody and stuff
Yeah,
like
look,
that.
I
But
tell the story
yeah,
all the time, bro. I tell the story all the time. It's a true story, man. The first time I stood up to a bully was after I watched The Karate Kid. Swear to God, I was 5 years old. I tried to do the crane kick. It didn't work. He caught my leg. He flipped me. I fell on my back. He beat my ass, but I earned his respect because I never stood up to him until after I saw that movie. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So that's why that first Karate Kid always has a special place with me because like after that's why I said, yeah, I ain't taking this shit no more.
right. Sometimes you just gotta whoop somebody ass and they'll just leave you alone. But
Right. I mean, but I lost. I mean, I didn't have the same outcome as Daniel LaRusso.
yeah. I love how they just handled the humor and they just take the over the topness to the next level, but it just
Right.
works for this show. It
Mhm.
just, you know, if you try to do this in like any other show, I just don't think it would work. But going back
Facts.
to the whole Miguel and Robbie thing, it's dope that they kind of squared it off. And I thought bringing it back to like Johnny real quick, like because now we know that Carmen is pregnant and stuff and whatnot. So I thought that was going to blow up that whole situation, but it was good that
Yeah, I
it
thought
had
they was about
that
to
they were
be
able
mad
to.
at each other,
Yeah, it's
but
good that they were able to squash it before that happened. Because if they didn't like, if he would have told them while they were still having issues with each other before they fought, then it probably wouldn't have worked out the way it did. But
Mhm.
it's crazy.
Facts.
So let's talk about Sam, because I feel like this is the most that I like Sam and what they did with her character. Like she's still got really like PTSD with Tori and shit. That shit's just, I find that to be hilarious. Like fucking
Right.
3 seasons later, you're still tripping out. But I like the psychological things they do, like where I think it was like episode 3 or 4 or something, one of those where she was in the spa and like she started kind of blacking out, seeing all the different people in her
Oh
lives and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
I thought that was really creative. Um, Seeing her getting over her hurdles and stuff. That's the kind of like the theme of this season, is like making amends and looking at the bigger picture of things, and just finally like kind of putting the childish shit to the side and just like really focusing on stuff. And it was really dope, I think, what they did with Sam. How you feel about it, K.
um,
Oh.
I mean, I like where they're all at now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the best way to handle it because even me personally, I was thrown off by them being so chill and cool with the fact that they're going to be brothers now. Um,
Yeah, it's a little abrupt. A little
yeah,
abrupt.
but it honestly kind of makes sense because think about it. Robbie and Johnny had a little moment in Mexico. That was the moment for them to work things out. And then now you just had the moment with Miguel and Johnny coming to his aid when he finds out his dad is a deadbeat, well, not deadbeat, but a loser who's doing some crooked
He no,
stuff.
his dad is Sosa, is Kaiser Sosa. Like he's a
Yeah, I mean,
drug
he's
dealer.
living large, he
He's
got his money,
Lobos.
but
Yeah,
So dead,
it kind
bro.
of makes
exactly.
sense. It makes sense after all of this for them to be so open to hearing this news from Johnny that he's having a baby, because it's like there's no if this was season 1 or 2 Robbie, then yeah, he would have went one like you just had a baby with the enemy, like.
Right, with the ops.
But
Mhm.
now it's like everybody worked their differences out. If they did blow up off of that, would have been kind of messed up if they did
Yeah.
blow up over him having a
Like, all right, here we go
baby with
again.
Carmen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it gets to a point where you have to kind of like at some point have to develop these characters. They have to get kind of past this shit, or else we keep they run into the trap of
Is gonna
just
be a cycle.
being repetitive. Yeah.
right. Right. Yeah, because I agree. If it was season one Robbie would have been like, how are you gonna bring another child into this world? And you wasn't there for me, asshole. you're a loser, Dad, and I hate you. You know, he would have gave Johnny like, yo, Robbie's like next level disrespectful to his pops, man. Like I wish I could talk to my father that way, whether he was in my life or not. Man, my father would fuck me up if I ever talked to him like that. but yeah, nah, definitely, I agree, man. Yeah, this season's all about burying the hatchet, letting shit go, and that was part of Daniel's angle as well. I mean, I know we're gonna get to him later too, but that was part of Daniel's angle where because he couldn't let shit go, that's how Silver kept fucking with him, and that's how he kept falling into Silver's trap. But once he finally did let go and then get that focus and that balance, like Miyagi said, that's how he came out on top.
I appreciate that Planet Q. Appreciate that sharing that out. Yeah, it's crazy. So let's talk about Robbie. How do y'all feel about Robbie so far? Because the funniest moment
I like him this season.
The funniest moment, right, to me that stuck out as a whole in this series with Robbie, aside from the Miguel fight, was really dope, is when he walked into Cobra Kai. I think it was like episode 6 or 7.
Yeah, it was like one of the later episodes. Yeah, when he walked in there talking shit.
Yeah, he just came in there casual. I was like, bro, who let the door? Like, he just walked in there just to say some shit, like just to talk his shit, because he knows he can fuck up everybody there. He showed him that like he could already beat everybody there, which was hilarious. I thought it was funny, but he's been an interesting character. He kind of reminds me like of Vegeta, where like he can't just quite get that one dub, like he can't get that one win off of Miguel, but you know what I'm saying. But who knows? He might actually. Well, I might say that for season 6 predictions. I'll wait till the end. I'll hold on to that. How do you feel about Robbie this season so far? How you feel like his
Well, I like Robbie. I mean, for the first 2 seasons, I didn't care for Robbie, but from last season to now, like, yeah, I fuck with him, man. But it's funny because it seemed like since they turned him face, it seems like his power level kind of went down a little bit. So now he's behind Miguel and Hawk, because Hawk beat him in the All Valley, and then Miguel got the best of him this season. So it's like now he's like third best, whereas before he was like top dog for a moment when he was a heel. But now that he's a face, is like, he's not as. I mean, even Kenny got him with that silver bullet shit,
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Yeah. But I fuck with Robbie this season, man. Even though a couple times he pissed me off, especially with the Hawk fight, because I feel like Hawk really held back just because Robbie was like, well, don't go too hard on him. That's not him. That's Cobra Kai.
Oh, that fucked him up. Yeah, that fucked him up too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if it wasn't for that, I think Hawk would have got the best of Kenny. But other than that, yeah, Robbie's cool.
Okay. What about you, Dot? How you feel about Robbie?
Robbie, I was mentioning Robbie this season. He definitely developed a lot. Particularly the episode where they was at the resort, right? And he's not even, with really fully with Miguel and them, but he's trying to keep the peace between everybody. He's in the middle, he was trying to keep peace to everybody and stuff. They're at this resort, this water park, and he's trying to encourage the little black kid, like, yo, man, gotta chill, like, gotta be better. And he hold
on, Kata, because Danny's coming in here with some blasphemous. We will not tolerate any Kenny slander. We are Team Kenny all the way here. Like, come on, bro. He has one of the greatest villains. Like,
really?
Yeah, but
Silver, Quicksilver, baby.
Shit, what do you call the silver bullet?
Yeah, but continue. Go ahead.
But no, I liked him. I like his development. Like, he's not so one-sided really anymore. He's being fair about a lot of things, being in the middle. Like, even when he talks to Hawk and he addresses Hawk, he's like, even though he went through all that stuff, it's like, bro, I did stuff to you, you did stuff to me. Let's let bygones be bygones, type of thing. So he's growing and he's developing. He's not being so one-sided anymore, which I really like. He's developing. He's growing.
Thanks.
Cool. All right, so next character who got someone was trying to like focus on the younger cast. Tori. How y'all feel about Tori?
Poor
I like what
Tori.
they did with Tori as far as her kind of dealing with the guilt of cheating, but also kind of feeding into that, like kind of how can I say it? Scratching the surface with cheating, like with the whole her and Hawk thing, where they kind of they had that whole competition to see who gets the
Oh, that
water
race at
park.
the water park. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So Dot, how do you feel about Tori this season?
Tori. Well, it was interesting to find out that she's the granddaughter of Crease, which was interesting.
No, that's not grandfather.
No, they just call each other that,
Yeah, they just
because
said that. Yeah.
That's weird. They must got something going on. But other
no
than
no
that,
no no that's just like when you go to jail, like you gotta, like, it's the easy
Grandpa,
way. Be
I,
like if you went to go visit somebody in jail or some shit, and you just your friend, be like, yo, that's my brother or some shit. So they don't
Right.
give you
You have to
no.
be family, pretty much.
Yeah.
oh, okay. Well, they're not family. Shit. But Tori's Tori's guilt this season was really settling in. But one thing I wish they did. Remember in the previous season when Sam's mom was trying to help out Tori,
Yeah.
like really talk to herself.
Right.
I wish that came back this season.
Good
Like
point.
those two interacting, like the mom trying to help her, and they're her daughter's beef with this person, but also trying to help out Sam the same way Daniel helped out Robbie, and that
Oh
was
yeah,
John.
because they had no interaction this season, did they?
Yeah, they had none. I was wondering when it was coming in because I was waiting for the mom to come in and like really help her out, but didn't pop. Didn't pop. Like just talk to her. But Samantha was the one that came in and actually checked on her, gave her advice, and just wanted to see how she was doing. But I like Tori this season too. Like I said, she changed. I'm glad she wasn't being she wasn't trying to be evil and stuff and do any crooked stuff. She generally wanted help this
Right.
season to get out of her situation.
True. Rashad.
Yeah, poor Tori, man. I felt so bad for her, man. Like, I just wanted to give her a hug. You know what I mean? Like, Tori went through it this season. I mean, she had to. Think about it, man. She had to, break up with Robbie just because she had to stay in Cobra Kai, and then she had to stay in Cobra Kai against her will because she's trying to help out Crease. And then Crease ended up, being a bullshitter. So at the end, it's like she just always got the short end of the stick. And then when she
Mhm.
did try to come clean, Sam attacked her, tried to fight her. So it's like, yo, she couldn't
Yeah.
catch a break. And then the cherry on top, she breaks her hand on the damn stone. So yeah, Tori couldn't catch a break this season, man. I was like, damn, out of everybody, I think she got it the hardest.
Yeah.
She was shoot, you even saw the struggle home. She can't she not even washing dishes. That's
You know
when
what
you
I'm
know
saying?
somebody's struggling.
Yeah, because you'll think about it, she got to work 2 jobs and try to go to school. You know what I mean? And she's doing it all by herself. She got to be mother, daughter, child, and grown up at the same time.
Yeah, she's
And that's
dealing with
another
she's
thing
dealing
I wish they touched. I like like in Spider-Man 2 when they showed Peter Parker's struggles and stuff. I kind of
Right.
wish they showed more of that for Tori this season, like showing her struggling at work, trying to help out her mom. Because there's only one glimpse we got into Tori's little home this season of her like of her lifestyle with how she's living.
Mhm.
Right.
And they could have showed a little bit more, make us a little bit, make us sad some more. Just
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
add
I
to the
think
effect.
they did a great job. I felt bad for the girl, man. I was like, damn, I kind of wanted to adopt her, man. Shit.
yeah, I think that goes to just them, like, in having to introduce a lot of new characters, and there's
Yeah.
certain things, like, I definitely have like some little nitpicks and negatives about this season, but it doesn't take away from my overall feeling of this season. I think it was really dope, but it was surprisingly, like,
Mm.
really good. I still got, like I said, we'll get into negatives a little bit later. Um yeah, so yeah, Tori's dope, and it was dope to kind of see her deal with being like the new face of Cobra Kai, like being the top dog there. also having to mentor Devin, which they could have done more with Devin's character. I was kind of a little let down. I could say that was a little bit one of my nitpicks, but I still like the fact that they put Devin under Tori,
Mhm.
and they're kind of learning from one another, and she's kind of just, I guess, inspired by her, or she just like she's motivated, she envies her. It would be a better term and stuff like that. But how do y'all feel about Devin's character, Rashad?
I feel like it's almost like Kobe and Mike. You know what I'm saying? Kobe, he kind of worshipped the ground that Mike walked on, but at the same time, he wanted to learn from Mike so he could be better than Mike. And I feel like that's Devin and Tori. Like Devin admires Tori, she looks up to her, but it's like, bitch, I want to beat you. So yes, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll learn from you. I'll be under your wing or whatever. But when it come down to it, at the end, I want to beat your ass. I want to be the tire. I'm the head HBIC up in this bitch.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see where if they kind of shelve Devin's storyline, or they give her a little bit more character development. I think they're not gonna do much with her. She's kind of just more of a supporting type of role. She's gonna just play a more supporting type of role. But let's talk about the man of the hour. You know what I'm saying? Like the big surprise that came out of season 4 is Kenny himself. You know what I'm saying? I think, and I will say, I think they could have give a little bit more. They could have done a little bit more with Kenny's character this season. Maybe they're going to save that, and just kind of sprinkle it throughout the kind of different seasons and stuff like that. I still think that they're probably going to end with season 6 or 7. I think we got at least a season or 2 left.
Definitely
But yeah,
season 6.
you think so?
Yeah,
But
I think season 6 is gonna be.
I mean, I'm saying that's when you should like end it. Season 6.
I agree.
I agree. Yeah. But I could see what how they can extend it though. Like I could see season 6 being, well, nah, because then that would just be kind of like dragging certain things out. Because I could see them doing a scenario where season 6 is all about building up towards the tournament, and season 7 will just be all. Because I don't know if they're gonna have people from this world tournament that are going to be like trivial to like the actual story, or if they're just going to be characters that they run into, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense.
Well, that's why I thought the movie. That's why I thought the movie was going to be. I thought they was going to do season 6 leading up to the tournament. I thought the movie was going to be the actual Kumite itself.
That'd be dope. That would be really dope. But I think it would have been kind of confusing because a lot of people still haven't like watched Cobra Kai like that.
Right.
So it'd be kind of like, oh, what's going on here? Like, but you have to watch it. It's kind of like the MCU stuff. Like, if you didn't watch She-Hulk, or like just making an example, you probably won't understand what's going on in this movie or something, like how they deal with Doctor Strange. But that's a whole nother thing. We're not in it. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about MCU. But how do y'all feel about Kenny? Because I think they really put Kenny over, and he's had a really interesting development. They could have just completely got rid of that Kyler dude. Like, I just don't know why he's still around. He's like the worst character in all of the show.
Kyler got to go. That dude lame.
Well, you know why? Because Cobra Kai just always needs that one douchebag. Like, if you look at the history of just Cobra Kai, period, you always have that one character that's got to be like for example, Tommy in the first movie. Tommy was like, he was Kyler. You know what I mean? Like, you always need a crazy ass Tommy type, and Kyler is that guy. So he's never gonna beat anybody. He's like a lower tier fighter, but you need that asshole because Kenny's being the bully, but he's not really being that douche. You know what I'm saying? That's what Kyler comes in.
How you feel about Kenny though? Like this season?
Kenny, yeah, they definitely put him over. Like they it's kind of hard to buy the fact that this small kid, can beat Miguel, Hawk, or Robbie. And the fact that he defeated Hawk the way he did, I was like, I'm not buying it, but.
But let me try to play devil's advocate, and maybe like you can kind of, because you remember when we first got introduced to Kenny, he was a gamer, so like he already is good with that whole muscle memory shit, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like that was the interesting thing about him and why he had so much potential, because he's able to pick up on things very quickly.
Right.
And his size too. I think of his size like he reminds. Have you ever seen The Raid?
A long time ago, but I forgot that shit though.
But he reminds me of, like, Mad Dog, because Mad Dog is very small. He's probably like
Mhm.
5 foot, but he can still whoop like two people's ass at the same time. Like he
Right.
just uses his size and to his advantage and stuff. And I think that's what's dope about Kenny is that like he's very quick. Not only that he's small, even though you could kind of toss him around, whatever, but like he's still quick. You just gotta be able to keep up with him. And you know what I'm saying? He's able to pick up on like Hawk's moves. And also when you brought up earlier about Hawk, like if Robbie would have never told him like yo go easy on him, then it would have probably played out differently. I think it would have probably
Right.
played out the same, but it would have been kind of different. I don't know.
Yeah, well, also the fact that he did that shit, that Silver told you, that Silver Bullet, that helped him out too. But I don't know, it was just kind of, because like, you see Hawk and Robbie and Miguel, like, not to mention these are seniors and Kenny's a freshman. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very rare that you see a freshman punking fucking, seniors. You know what I mean? That's just something that you really don't. That's something that you really just don't see. So I was having to, like, when Miguel. Okay, so for example, when Miguel was whipping his ass, I'm like, yes, that's how it's supposed to be, because Miguel was handling Kenny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said the power scaling is really dope, because it's like, all right, he hit Hawk with that shit. Hawk got aired the fuck out. He hit Robbie with the shit. Robbie kind of like he felt that shit. He got aired out, but he was still on his feet.
Recovered. Yeah, he recovered.
Yeah,
quick,
so it's like you started to see like, yeah, okay, but he can't fuck with Miguel. No, yo, Miguel's too nice. Like
what? But I tell you, but yo, he's got balls, because when Miguel stepped to him, he's like, yo, you don't want to do this. And Kenny kind of looked like, this. He talking to me? Yeah, I kind of do, and swung on him. I said, shit. He's got balls, man. He's got balls. Like, as a freshman, I would never step to a senior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all right, so I think that's pretty much it for like you know what I'm saying, the younger cast and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about more of the adults and like start and then kind of wrap things up with giving our predictions of season 6. Okay. Let me start off with what's the chick's name that was with Silver? I think her name was like Kim, right?
Yeah, Sensei Kim, yeah.
Yeah. She was super over the top, even though I know I've been saying like this whole show is over the top, but I was like, she just doesn't feel like she fits. Like out of everything that we've seen, like she does the, but I do like how she has a way more aggressive style than Silver,
right,
and whatnot, and we kind of see the backstory where Cobra Kai and like they get that kind of style where Silver has this kind of style and Crease had that kind of style. They kind of meshed the two, and that's bringing back.
What a style he had was separate from Cobra Kai's, but it was a style Terry brought in when he came in.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
for a minute, I thought there was something romantic going on up until like the next couple episodes, when we realized there ain't nothing romantic going on between this chick and Terry's character. I don't know. He was inviting. It was in his home. He was drinking and stuff. I'm like, I thought something romantic.
You know that was the little girl.
Like it was building up something romantic. It had a weird tension going on. It was that tension. It was that tension where it's like you don't know if it's gonna be romantic or not. It was weird.
Yeah, she was the granddaughter of
Kim Sung. Was it Kim Sung Young? If that's his name.
Yeah. Terry's teacher.
Yeah. Now with Liz, Terry's all about business, man. Like there's no. You know what I'm saying? Like Terry ain't thinking about nothing but world domination. Like he's like the ultimate fucking. Like he's
he just corporatizing. He wants to corporatize like the karate. So he doesn't really care about like the traditions and stuff like that. He's more so like he looks at it as a financial thing, which where we finally get his true motives with the with that big world tournament, where Crease didn't really didn't want that. That wasn't in his. That's not what he was kind of focused on. Where Terry, that's what he wanted. He wanted, because they said like if Cobra Kai wins that, everybody would be influenced and stuff, which would be that's an interesting goal to have. You know what I'm saying? It's a very much a Thanos-esque type of goal. Like I want to put my influence on the masses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, because Crease, his whole thing was he wanted to focus on the students, but if you notice, that
look at all the
shifted
little
also.
people.
Yeah, but that shifted also because remember Terry Silver had to be the one to remind him, let's focus on the students. Like you're focused on revenge and getting back at LaRusso when we should be focusing on the students. So that's how Crease kind of got taken down. But yeah, but Silver, yeah, he's all about domination, taking over, corporate and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And yeah, and if you notice, like he has no see, Crease had a bond with with Johnny and with Tori. You know what I'm saying? Like he bonded with the students. Terry doesn't bond with anybody. Like I mean, he kind of taken a liking to Kenny, but he never really, I guess, because like you said, he had no kids of his own, so he really didn't give a fuck about the kids. To be honest,
Right.
It was all about
Crease gonna
getting
train
over.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see. We're gonna. I'm gonna wait to kind of give my thoughts on what Crease could possibly do because it does seem kind of weird. Because at the end of it, Cobra Kai pretty much like disbanded. So, which is interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But talking more about Terry, I feel like Terry Silver has been an incredible villain just from season 4 to 5, and
Thanks.
that's what I said. Going back to just the Karate Kid movies, it's like a dope like kind of trilogy. You know, you got Karate Kid Part 3, then season 4, season 5, and I think they wrapped up his story really well. To the point where like his greed got the best of him. How do y'all feel about Terry Silver as an overall like villain in this season or this series?
Nah, you good.
But Dot.
Terry overall, I, I already, as you know, I already like his introduction in season 4 when he comes in. Like, I don't really want to do this, man. But when he got back into it, Crease gave birth to this monster yet again, and he didn't even realize what he did. And then he comes back, takes over, usurps Crease as the teacher, takes over, and now wants to expand his ways across the globe. We know what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
I love Crease. This dude was on some master. This dude's like straight up Dark Sidious, plotting behind behind the shadows and stuff. He was not like Crease, who's going to get upfront and personal. Like he got to punch his way through everything. He's a planner, master planner, and he's rich too. So it makes all his work even easier, knowing that he's rich too. I like Terry. I've seen some people say he's like corny and stuff, but I think that's the whole point. Because this
it works,
show
though.
is a continuation from the 80s and stuff, and this show itself is still corny, but it's corny in a good way.
Like the fact that
Terry's a good corny villain, but not in a bad way.
Like the fact that he was able to like manipulate Danny without even like putting a finger on him, and then just like kind of like blowing things up between him and his wife Amanda. Jesus, but Amanda was also dope, but they kind of threw her in here as well. But yeah, how do you feel about Terry Silver so far overall?
Yeah, dog. He's Sidious, man. Yo, Terry Silver's Sidious. Crease is Vader. You know what I'm saying? Vader is impulsive. You know what I'm saying? Quick tempered. Just thinks. He thinks with his emotions. You know what I'm saying? Terry Silver's methodical. He's strategic. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, he was able to fuck with Daniel without even touching him until Daniel forced his hand and he had to beat the shit out of him in what's the name's house. But just like how Sidious manipulated Anakin to slice off Mace Windu's hand, when he played, we like, oh, please don't let him kill me. But he's like smiling at the same time. That's Terry Silver. Yeah, so I love him as a villain. Yes, he's over the top, the whole ponytail thing and all that, but that's what makes him an effective villain, man, because he's the bad guy that you love to hate. And that's his character in 3. Even though Karate Kid 3 is the weakest of the trilogy, and yes, people shit on it, including myself, but the one thing you cannot deny that Terry Silver made that movie. If there was anything to like about that movie, it was Terry Silver.
Yeah.
So I love him as a villain, and it was bittersweet to see him go down because like I love to hate him, but so it's like I know he's got to go down, but it's like damn, I can't get enough of this dude, man. I want to see him again.
Right.
Yeah,
Would y'all say like the best fight of the season was Chosen versus Silver?
I would say so. I would say
I would
so.
say for me it was Daniel versus Terry.
Ooh.
I think that was the best fight of the season.
Okay. That fight to me had the best finish. Okay, that fight had the best finish, but I feel like overall fight, I think it was Silver and Chosen. But yeah, I agree that the way because I watched that with my son, and we both applauded when Daniel pulled out the crane kick. I was like, shit, the crane kick is back. The same thing that Terry said that Daniel could not win the tournament with is the same movie fucking used on him and threw it in his face. So yeah, great finish. But overall
Right.
fight, that's gotta go to Chosen and Silver.
Okay. Now, one character that was kind of brought back from speaking of Karate Kid Part 3 that I felt like it was funny, but I felt like they could have done more. It kind of fell flat for me, in my opinion, is the Mike Barnes shit.
Mike fucking Barnes.
Yeah, even though I do like the whole fight between him and Chosen, like Chosen, just like he's the perfect right hand man to have because like you put your hands like that's the perfect bodyguard to have, bro.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna come anywhere close to you, bro. I'll have just kind of flying out of nowhere, just hitting you with some shit.
Right.
But how they handled Mike Barnes, I was expecting them to kind of have him be more of a villain, like because it kind of seemed like he was playing a different character, like he was kind of trying to play Daniel, saying like, yeah, I'm not really into the whole karate thing, and like it was gonna get revealed later that he's really working with Silver and stuff like that, and he's trying to take because when he mentioned the whole contract, whatever, like I thought he was gonna try to take Cobra Kai away from him or something like that, and like Mike Barnes would have been, but I guess that would have been just kind of repetitive. So I guess it kind of works. I still want to kind of rewatch that just to kind of see how I feel about it, but right now. I think that they could have done more with it. How do you feel about it, Rashad?
Yeah, it was definitely fan service and good fan service because he is part of the universe, and for us fans, we've been talking about it for years. Like, damn, are they ever going to bring in Mike Barnes? Like, where's Mike Barnes at? What's Mike Barnes doing? So the fact that they brought him in, it was like that itch that needed to be scratched. But his character almost served like this season could have did it without him, and it wouldn't have missed him. But the fact that they threw him in there. Because I'm a fan, like, so K-Dot, so you haven't seen the movies in a long time, so seeing Mike Barnes probably meant nothing to you, right? But because I'm a fan of all three movies, when I saw him, I said, shit, fucking Mike Barnes is back. I was ecstatic, but his character really served no purpose. And I think they did what they did with his character just because everybody expected him to be a villain. Everybody said, okay, who's Terry going to call in to help him out? Of course, Mike fucking Barnes. That's obvious, you know what I'm saying? So I think they really went out of their way to really surprise us and go the opposite direction with what we thought. With like, what's the least thing you expect them to be? A fucking furniture store owner,
right?
Like nobody would have ever guessed that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, it was good to see. It was, huh?
He went from putting hands on females to just making furniture and stuff. It's so weird. Like that's why I was like, yo, he's a psych. Like we see him in Karate Kid 3, I was like, bro, he's a psychopath, bro. Like he's a man on a mission. Like
there's nothing you got that I can't counter. Your karate is a joke. I own you, LaRusso. Like yeah, he was batshit crazy. So to see him so calm now, it's like damn. But
thinking about it, going back to the finale. Him coming up with that idea to just pull up to Silver's house and just fuck him up was hilarious, bro. Like I was just like, and Daniel's just like, nah, bro, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't do that.
But Mike had the right idea though, because I was like, man, just roll up on this food, Silver, and throw the
hammer. Correct, because he never saw that coming. Like Daniel's so okay with Silver.
Yeah,
he had to plan this out because he's always two steps ahead. Yeah. So when Mike came up with that, and by the way, that's my favorite scene in the whole fucking season was that scene where they were all drunk, and when Johnny stepped out the car and he threw that can and hit Daniel in the head.
Yeah,
he was like, hey, get your hands off him! Wow, god damn it, Johnny! I love that, man. Yo, he even got chosen to hype because he was like, "Yeah, I said we go there right now and kick Silver's ass." Yoish.
Yeah, and they were all drunk too. Imagine if they were sober and they did that. Like they'd probably like make quick. And that's what's crazy, yo. Like Chosen was like drunk as hell.
Yeah.
Sword fighting sober, bro. Like that's crazy, you know. Like yo, he's a good. Chosen's great, man.
Yo, that's that drunken master style, man. Yeah, so sober. I think Chosen would have made quick work of Silver. I think so. I mean, look, and that's the only reason why Johnny took the beating that he took, because there's no way and possible that any human being could take the beat. Not even Rocky Balboa could take the beating that Johnny took and come out still, conscious.
I love how they had Tyrone Woodley in here as a fucking punching bag. That was funny as hell. Like,
I tell you,
we have to remember too. Johnny earlier in the season took out those MMA fighters too.
Right.
You know, those illegal like them Fight Club MMA fighters, like Underground Killers and stuff, and he took them out. And mind you, the guys they dealing with, they possibly killers and mercenaries, who knows? But we knew Johnny was gonna make quick work of them. But they was drunk though. If they wasn't drunk, that would have been a totally different fight. But even them being drunk, they handled themselves like.
That was hilarious.
Well,
I gotta run that shit back.
I told my daughter though, because I was watching with my daughter too. I said, Renee, you see that? You see the black dude right there with the beard? I said, that's a former welterweight champion, Tyron Woodley. I said, that guy could clear out the whole room right now if he wanted to.
I knew that black dude was familiar too.
Yeah.
I was like, this dude looks so familiar. Like, not only he was an actor, but I knew he was familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was funny. That was a little funny. He didn't say a word. And you still, it's to be speaking of which, you still got the one black dude with the braids. He's still in this 5 seasons later. He still got no lines and shit. Like
he had one line. He said, "Yeah, bitch." That's the only line he had. Like even the black kid from Miyagi though with the glasses, you always see him, but he never says anything.
Yeah. But that's just funny as hell. Like, but let's talk about who should we talk about next? Johnny. Johnny is now going to be a father once again, and seeing him like kind of clean up his crib and clean up his house and stuff, and just clean up his act. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how they handle that, because there's definitely going to probably be like a slight time skip or something like that where the baby's born, or they might save that for the end of the season, or I don't know. How do y'all feel about Johnny's character in this season? K-Dot.
This season for Johnny this season also, he wasn't one of the characters I liked the most. I mean, he wasn't like the chosen of this season. I really liked him, but Johnny now having a new objective in life, aside from just trying to relive the glory days, because that midlife crisis stuff.
Yeah,
I like that they introduced the fact that Carmen's pregnant, and now he's potentially going to be Miguel's dad, which I felt like they was always leading up to anyways, like making them father and son like officially. And adding in the plot with the baby now gives Johnny purpose again, a purpose to try again where he messed up with Robbie, and do right from the start with this new kid. Not to say that Robbie's some failed experiment, but we seen with Robbie it didn't work out, but now with this baby, and he knows where he messed up at, now he can hopefully do it better for a second time. And also the baby he's having united Robbie and Miguel to actually like come together. So
the first child is always the failed experiment. I know I was the first child. Okay, so that's factual what you just said. I mean, and that's nothing against the parents, because when you become a parent for the first time, I don't know if y'all have kids or not, but when you become a parent for the first time, you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when the second child comes, that's my brother's so much smarter than me because I was a failed experiment, but by the time it got to him, they knew what the fuck to do. It's a sad fact, but it's true.
True. Yeah, that Top Gun scene was hilarious. Better than the whole entire movie. But we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah,
I do think that to answer this question, I do think it could possibly go 7 seasons, but it definitely looks like season 6 is going to be the final season. That's what
it should be. It should be. Don't turn this into The Walking Dead. You know, season 6, I think, is the sweet spot. End it there.
Right. Stingray switching sides was pretty dope. He was pretty funny in this. You know what I'm saying? Like him always trying to just be a part of Cobra Kai. Being we got a little bit more of his backstory, a little bit more character development, I would say, from Stingray and stuff. Like at first, Terry Silver kind of lured him in with just money, even bought him a new car and stuff.
He was the principal, right? He was the principal in the first season of the school, right?
Was he?
No,
he was vice president?
Because he was working at the school. I don't remember if he was like the principal, but I think he was the principal.
He was security.
Yeah, it was just security. I remember that. Yeah.
Okay.
Johnny Progress. Yeah, so it's dope to just see just all these different characters come together, and they're just like this big ass squad now, and they got to figure out a new name. Let's kind of talk about the finale real quick. How do y'all feel about the finale compared to the previous ones? Do you think this still hold? Like, are they still on the up when it comes to finales, or are they still like, are they 5 for 5?
I thought this was the best finale so far. Like, my first favorite was the season 2 finale.
How do you feel about it, K-Dot?
I loved it. I think this is overall the best finale. Season 2's finale was my favorite at the moment, but when season 5 finale came in, it easily took over season 2 because season 2 ended with Miguel getting his back broken. Right? Am I right? Season 2. It was season 2, right?
Yeah.
Which was a very it was like a crazy finale. But this right here, having Terry and Daniel finally go at it. And I was thinking maybe season 6, Daniel and Terry was finally going to go at it. But no. They closed this off in this season. Had Daniel finally go through all this and go back to Miyagi's teachings, use Terry's own methods against him, the Quicksilver method, and took him out. But he did it the Miyagi-Do way. He didn't do it the Cobra Kai way. He did it his way, the way Miyagi would have went about it. I thought the guy was overall dope. Everybody watching Terry get whooped and stuff. It was like, oh man.
I just want to welcome General Zod into the building.
Hey,
Zod, what's up, fam?
I just want to
you ever get those people when you're ready to leave your job, right? I was excited. I don't normally get to do this kind of thing. Perp invited me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get out of here. And you have that one motherfucker who orders something and then decides that they don't want it, and then decides, oh, I want something else in its place. And it's like 9:30 when you're about to leave, and then they say they order this burger that isn't even a real burger. It's called an Impossible Burger. It doesn't have any meat in it. Okay, they order that bullshit, and then I was like, oh, so this is a vegan kind of thing. Whatever, I'm fine with making it. And then the motherfucker goes, oh no, we were just experimenting. Being that you don't have the patties, we'll just take a regular burger. I waited 20 minutes for this person, guys. 20 minutes for them to go, we'll just take a regular burger. If the John Wick scene was ever true, like I had the toothpick in my hand, I'm like, I could so fucking do this right now. I could shove this fucking toothpick and nobody would ever know.
All right, so Zod, I want to get your quick thoughts because I'm not going to go through everything, but like, who was your favorite character that stood out this season? What were some of your favorite moments? Just to start off.
I would have to say the two MVPs, at least for me. I don't know what you gentlemen got, but the two MVPs for me was without a doubt Terry Silver and my boy Chosen. Like like there is no dispute, like if ands or buts about it. Like Chosen and Silver to me. And what's crazy is that Chosen was not a good character in the Karate Kid 3 whatsoever. He was not at all good. Like, I know people have nostalgia, but let's all be real with each other. He was a terrible character. But this retroactively made that movie better for me. I went back through it, I watched it, and I go, this show makes everybody who we thought was not good in the movies better. And that's fucking crazy to me. You can watch Karate Kid 2 now. You can watch 3 and be like, oh, I know their backstory now. So now it makes sense why he's so angry and kidnapping people.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really dope to see just how they we talked about it, like everybody kind of agreed that Chosen was the MVP of the season and Terry Silver was probably like the best like that whole I was just like I was like
that we've seen in a minute.
Chosen was drunk as hell because we was talking about Mike Barnes and stuff and how like he came up with the idea of them like just to roll up on Terry Silver and just fuck him up and just
who's
getting this man drunk? Like when Chosen started getting drunk, I said to myself, that's when your boys are supposed to step in. You know, this man is like a killer, like a real life killer. You don't get that man drunk. You keep him away from the alcohol.
That was Daniel. Daniel did that shit. Daniel said, yo, man, tonight you're going to cut loose. You're going to, just let your hair down. Okay, I have a Long Island iced tea. That's where you fucked up.
That's where he fucked up. Right?
That's where he fucked up. I know about them Long Island iced teas. I said, no, don't give Chosen them Long Island iced teas. What are you guys doing? Like, I knew some shit like that was going to happen.
but seeing LaRusso, Johnny, and Chosen just in limo, just singing "Eye of the Tiger," that shit's fucking dope. Right?
I love that, man.
That shit's dope.
What was Zach, real quick? I thought you was gonna say Sam was your favorite character this year, man.
Oh, see, he knows from the last time we did this review. Fuck Sam, I will take that, and she proves me right. All of you people hanging on Sam, she proved me right this year because some of the shit she did this year, unprovoked. Unprovoked. Tori is the MVP. Like, I've been Team Tori since the beginning. And then finally Sam comes there and, oh, maybe I shouldn't have been a bitch this whole time because, oh, gosh, somebody actually has problems like I do. Who'd have thunk? Really? You did that shit on purpose.
I'm sorry. I had to put the battery in his back, man. I had to hear Sam rant before this stream was over with, man.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite side of Zai when it comes to say I think like this is the best that she's been in this season, like the series so far. But what are some of your other negatives that you have? Like any other
my only other negative, and I said this on Justin's stream, and it holds true for I want to say since kind of maybe season 2-ish, where the thing with consequences, right? I feel like sometimes people don't. This is the most stakes that I've seen. Like people actually got arrested or stuff like that. But like, and I'm not. And I've said this before, and it's not something I want to happen. But I think Chosen should have died to really put weight on him going up against like Silver. And like
that's a good point.
Yeah, I think I would have been fine with that too. I was kind of hoping they was going to kill him off, and it would have definitely heavily changed how that final fight between Daniel and Terry would have went. Because mind you, if Daniel was fighting Terry, his mind would have been like, "All right, I'm killing this fool." But right in the middle of the
think
battle,
it would have. Yeah, I 100%
in the middle of the
agree
battle,
with
he
you.
decides this isn't the Miyagi-Do way.
One second. Aubrey Drains. Yeah, we talked about that whole news dropped earlier in the stream. If you want to run that back later, we talked about that. But but also shout outs to everybody that's been coming in watching, seeing a lot of new names. Shout outs to y'all. I appreciate it.
I mean, that was really my big issue. And the other thing is that this felt like a series final and not a season final. Like, I don't know about you guys,
I agree.
but if you said to me, or if Netflix did their Netflix thing and they said, okay, Cobra Kai's canceled, I think no one would really be mad. Because, we'd be mad because we all like Cobra Kai. But I think that this felt like there was a finality to it.
Right.
And I just get a fear because I love this show so much. And the writing, besides my nitpicks, which they're personal gripes. I mean, I love this season. I think season 4 was slightly above it, but that's on the ranking me and Justin did. But I still think this is a solid season. I think like the character arc was good, but I also think they kind of wrote themselves into a corner because everybody's arc is resolved. Like if you really think about it, Miguel and Robbie, Daniel and Chosen and his wife. I mean, everybody's arc seemed to be done. So it kind of left me feeling like, where are you guys going from here? And there's no point to that tournament because they were only entering the tournament to fight Cobra Kai.
Right.
With no Cobra Kai, it's like maybe it's conceivable, but this really felt like someone writing and going, okay, if we don't get another season, but they were renewed for 2 more seasons or 1 more season of a movie or something like that. So I'm confused. Like, I'm not going to not trust the writers because they haven't given me a reason not to trust them, but I am baffled at how much they wrapped up. So I don't know if you guys had the same feelings, but this felt like a final. This didn't feel like a finale to a season. This felt like a series finale.
I agree. It did feel like a finale. Matter of fact, I've watched, I'm a child of the 80s, so it like watching the ending of it felt like watching the ending of like of Die Hard or like Lethal Weapon, like those 80s action movies where it ends with the police and the ambulance and everything coming out and everybody's all bloody and bruised but still kissing and hugging and cracking jokes and shit, winking at the camera, then it goes off. So yeah, I kind of got that same feeling too. But to go off of your comment about Chosen, right? No, because listen, I think Horowitz and the other creator of the show learned from Rocky 4. You don't kill a fan favorite. You know what I'm saying? Stallone could have still made Rocky 4 without killing Apollo Creed. Apollo could have got injured and fucked up, but still lived to see another day. So the fact that they let Chosen live, I was not mad at that. Yes, severely injure him, but don't kill him because he is a favorite, man. I was watching with my 7-year-old son and my 17-year-old daughter, right? And my son was about to cry. He says, "No, they killed Chosen." I said, "Man, I don't know what they did." So I'm
hilarious. I can picture like you both like, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, I'm about to cry with him. I said, "Son, I don't know what's happening, man." So when he shows up, I said, and so both of us are like, "Yes, he made it." Like we hugged and shit. Yes, he made it. Chosen made it. No, yeah, do not kill Chosen. No, I think they made a good decision with that one. All right, don't Apollo Creed him.
Like, to be fair, though, Apollo Creed had to die for Rocky to do one of the most badass montages. I mean, there's a lot. Like, that was a crazy montage when he was up there in the winter and lifting the lumber and doing them. I mean, we wouldn't have got, like, the ultimate Rocky montage. So I agree with you. I just think there needs to be, like, this is why I liked season 2. Because when... Which, again, they messed that up. They should have made Miguel in the wheelchair a little bit longer. Like, you don't got to keep him there the whole series, but I think they could have stretched that arc out more. And that's what I mean. It's just tightening a little thing. And it keeps people engaged because, yeah, I know what Karate Kid is. And it follows the formula very closely to what the movies were like. But when you're doing a long form TV show, you got to have people in the mindset that like, oh crap, there is stakes in this world. Like, I feel like it robs a lot of the stakes in the storytelling or the storytelling potential when you kind of glaze over stuff. Or I mean, my man Children could have been a little bit more injured. Like, come on. That also breaks my suspension of disbelief because the man shows up from the house. So they got him while he was bleeding. And I trained in the samurai sword. I know what that could do. My man should have been at least like they should have carried him out of the limo or made it a little bit more like egregious. Like, even if you don't kill him, like make it clear, like, you know, bring the ambulance right there and then maybe show him the next day in the hospital. But he's like, I'm all right. Like something, because
I do think though, there is something going on with Chosen because like there's like little moments where he's like he has a hard time catching his breath or something like that, or just like there might be something wrong with him that he's not letting people know. That he's keeping on low. And
well, actually, I feel that about Silver too, because I saw I don't know if you follow Cobra Kai Theory's channel, but he had a video saying that Terry Silver possibly has cancer. That he's actually dying. That's why he's on this whole legacy thing and, you know, fighting for the future. And the fact that he popped up on Johnny and Carmen at the hospital randomly, like what the fuck was Terry Silver doing at the hospital? You know, they couldn't figure that shit out.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that was kind of random. Like don't get me wrong, Terry Silver is good. Like, but it seemed like he was there for another reason that we weren't let in on. Yeah. So I mean, and they could do the whole Silver beats the charges because he's rich. So I mean,
but I definitely think that the end game is that big world tournament and whatnot. But Zal, since you're here, and I see a lot of people were talking about this in the chat, how does this sound to you? You know what I'm saying, with them announcing a new Karate Kid movie, but they also came out and said that this isn't from them, like the creators, or it's not focused on the Cobra Kai cast. What is that kind of like? Do you think they're trying? Because my prediction is that they could possibly go back to Okinawa and like we get like a young Mr. Miyagi and just all that and just kind of like that Inception, or you think it could just be like because it doesn't sound like a reboot.
Me and Sony have a very complicated relationship, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Sony's a hit or miss for me, and it does. I heard this, and it makes me excited, but it does worry me because we could have a Will Smith Karate Kid, or we could have a Hilary Swank one. I prefer not the Will Smith version. I did not like that, except for Jackie Chan being Mr. Miyagi. I thought that was like a very, very good casting. But I wasn't feeling like the direction they went in. So I get nervous when studios go, oh, yeah, we're going to create this movie that'll be the 7th in the franchise, but it's not going to be connected to Cobra Kai or its writers, because then it's like Cobra Kai works symbiotically with the movies.
Facts.
So in a sense, if you're going to make a new movie, it does in some way, shape, or form have to connect with what's going on now, because I feel like if they're continuing the Cobra Kai universe, it's going to throw off the balance. People are going to go in expecting some kind of connection to Cobra Kai. And if it ain't a damn good movie, or if it doesn't, people are going to be like, what was the point? You know, and you already got goodwill with people. Yeah. Like, this is going to hype people up. But, you know, Sony's a hit or miss. So Sony
you can't really trust them. Can't really trust them now. But they make it like making a really good point here in the chat. Man of Sand. A lot of characters in Cobra Kai have died of cancer. It's pretty crazy. Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, you make a really good points here. Hilary Swank, I think that's the next character to come into play, because that's another character we didn't mention. Is old girl from Karate Kid 3. That's Amanda's cousin.
Oh, the ginger haired girl. What was her name?
Yeah.
Jessica.
Yeah, Jessica. And So I definitely think Hillary Swank. Let's talk about that real quick. Cause how do y'all feel about that girl brawl? That shit just came. That felt like it came out of nowhere, but it was much better. Uh, it was much better handled than the Avengers Endgame scene with all the female characters coming together and just that beast.
I thought it was funny because if y'all ever been in the bar, you see these fights that to me, I had no issue with it. I felt like it was very organic because I knew when they started, when she came in, I was like, oh, this is going to be a brawl because I don't know. I just, it felt very organic. It felt natural. It
Fan
served
service
the
for us
purpose.
men.
Yeah, it served a purpose to the story, right? And that's all.
I have to rewatch that again because I missed that brawl. I do not remember them brawling. I remember them talking in the bar. I think I probably missed that.
Oh yeah, it was hilarious. Well, because it was so quick. Because once Sam came in, and see, this is my conundrum, because Sam did have some moments. As much as I hate on her and I rant, there was some moments, especially because I've gone through PTSD, and I do think they've handled that arc extremely well. As someone who goes through it and suffers from it, like I will give them credit. I hate that they used Sam, but I get the point of using Sam because they've tracked it from that school brawl until now. And I loved the scene where she was in that tank and like fighting with herself, because that's what it's like. You're fighting with yourself. And I don't know, that scene in particular definitely spoke volumes to me. That was like a highlight for me because like, yeah, that's what it's like. It's like you're battling yourself, you're battling your emotions, you're battling your feelings, all of these things that happen. Everything is like amplified. And so like props. I think that they handled that very
that was dope. That was dope.
Yeah.
They did a lot of different kind of things as far as like trying to keep things fresh and new.
Did you guys talk about the most wasted one? Okay, I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but the fucking Miguel storyline pissed me off because I thought they were
I was like,
leaving us.
I'm glad. I was glad that it was short though. Like they didn't like, what I'm saying. But I understand. Like they could have probably stretched it a couple up, like probably to like episode 5 or like ended it at 4 or something like that.
It was like, yeah, they built him up to like, I thought he was gonna find out some boys was gonna roll up, and then Robbie and Miguel and Johnny were gonna have to brawl like these like killers. Like that's where
I think that would have been way too
going.
over the top. I think like even though this show is over the top, I think that would have been too like that would kind of took me out of it. It was like I don't need Johnny and them to fight drug dealers now, like like doing karate on drug dealers.
I was waiting. I was waiting for that to happen, but then I was like, I don't want it to, because then it's like they.
I mean, because there was so much going on this season, though, man. Like, I think they wrapped that up, the way they should have, because after that wrapped up, there was like just so much to unpack from that point on, and the whole point of, like I said this earlier, the whole point of of the whole Miguel father storyline was to show that Johnny is his daddy, just like your boy said in Guardians, he may have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy. It just goes to show that Johnny's been his dad this whole time, and this guy was just a sperm donor, and they did that in 2 episodes.
Yo, Zod, his father was Kaiser Sosa or Lobos.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he saw the FBI shit, he just like completely fought. He's like, yo, he had to go into hiding. He was just like, yo, who sent you, bro? He switched up so fast on Miguel, bro. Miguel was scared as fuck. But but let me talk about that. Like, how's Miguel going to sit there and get finessed by Thor? You know what I'm saying? Bootleg Thor on that beach. Like that shit was hilarious as hell to me. Like, how you get finessed by him, and then like Johnny, was able to pick up on that and whoop their ass. Like that was a cool father son moment as well. I think that's a dope moment that up the series and stuff like that. But that I found that to be funny as hell. Like he's sitting there getting robbed and getting played by bootleg Thor.
I think simply because like Johnny does have the street smarts to handle that type of stuff and pick up on it. And we had to remember, like Miguel was, kid, nerd in school and stuff. Like he wouldn't. he wouldn't pick up on that type of stuff
Right.
like that.
Let's be real. He's not the street smart one. Like Robbie and Johnny. Those are the street smart. And I gotta say, I did love that scene because I was waiting for it because I knew he was acting stupid on purpose. And he's like, "Oh yeah, let me see it." As soon as that dude reached in his back pocket, he twisted his arm. I'm not gonna lie, I did get hyped. I was like, "Oh, you guys tried that scheme on the wrong person."
But
hey, did y'all not notice that was Kano from Mortal Kombat?
Get the hell out of here! Really?
Yeah, the blonde headed guy. Yeah, that was Kano.
Thor, fake Thor.
Fake Thor. Yeah, from the new Mortal Kombat one that just came out. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, he does look familiar. But let's talk about Crease because I feel like that's a very important character. Then we can kind of get into season 6 predictions and close things out. Okay. Crease, man, he's locked up. He's down bad. You know what I'm saying? I like that. You know, he still shows that he still got it. You know, even in jail, somebody try to take his jello. He's like, nah, I got your jello. Yeah, that shit was funny as hell. He beat the dude up and he just pretty much made him a bitch. That was great. That's just great. Like, and just his relationship between him and Tori is really dope. Where he just like, that's like the only person he really feels like he can trust, and Johnny, like he really wants that like kind of relationship. Like he's always kind of looked out for Johnny, but his whole military stuff kind of like got in the way. His obsession of like Cobra Kai and stuff kind of got in the way of that. And I'm wondering if that's gonna get resolved because that'll be an interesting storyline to see get resolved, like the whole Johnny and Crease situation and stuff like that. And I liked how they came in there, like him and Danny came in there and played Crease just to get some information out of him and stuff like that, saying, we can help you get out of here and stuff like that. And ended up working in their benefit. But knowing that he's getting out now, that he pretty much like kind of pulled like a Mike Myers and faked his death and stuff, which was crazy because I was like, yo, they really about to kill Crease right here? I was like, no way. And and usually they almost fell into The Walking Dead, where like, you know, The Walking Dead started like doing a lot of fake out deaths and stuff like that. And this is like kind of like the second time he's kind of faked his death, but this was like really effective because I really thought he was dead, but then, you know what I'm saying, it was all part of his plan to kind of escape. And it's going to be interesting to
that Jello looked legit. I thought it was blood too.
But it's going to be interesting to see how, you know, he's going to kind of rally up the troops, like, because I feel like more people will follow behind Crease than Silver. I think he's going to give them some type of pep talk and go to each individual character, even like Kenny and stuff like that, and Tori, and, you know, starting with Zod, since, you know, you came in late. How do you feel about Crease?
Crease, I was 50-50 on. I like the arc and the development, the psychiatry scenes. I like getting a little bit more insight. To be honest with you, I liked it better than the Vietnam flashbacks. I could not stand that just because of the way it was edited in that season. I felt like it was way too long. So I like how they kind of shortened it up and you saw his mind state. My only gripe was the Hannibal Lecter thing at the end. I did not like that because I'm like, there's two reasons. One, if he just would have waited, Silver was going to jail, which by extension would have freed him. And then two, I was like, how is he going to be effective? Because essentially he fucked up that person who was the nurse or whatever. He beat the bejesus out of that guy. So at the very least, now he's gotten an assault charge. And it was like,
he's a fugitive right now. Like, so he's got to be low key. Like, that's going to be interesting to see. Like, how long can he stay under the radar and stuff? Like I feel like he's gonna have to do one big thing before he can go. You know, I think the one the granddaughter of Kim, what's her face, is gonna be like the face of Cobra Kai, but then like Crease is gonna be kind of in the background because since he can't be really out in the open like that. So
right.
I mean, like I said, I'm 50-50 just because of like how it all went down. I think it could have maybe been better. I'm not gonna lie though, like K-Dot, I really did think, like, I was like, oh snap, they killing Chosen, they're killing Crease, like, okay, let's like I thought that was like the direction they were going in. I'm not sure how I feel, but like I said when I started, like season 5 retroactively made a lot of things that didn't work for me in season 4 come together. So it might just be a case that when the new season comes out, it kind of like explains a lot of the stuff that they chose to do in this season. And then like by extension, I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Because season 5 fixed a bunch of issues I had with 4 when I saw the general direction and where they took the story. So, like I said, I'm still 50-50 on it, but the writing team has been pretty efficient and they seem to have a plan, unlike most shows we watch. I'm talking to you, She-Hulk. God damn, what a waste of my time. So it's you feel my pain. Oh my god. Anyway, maybe we should all have a discussion on that one day. But it's good to see writers with a plan. And until they give me a season where it just feels like they slapped it together, I'm gonna say I'm up in the air, but I trust them enough to do something cool with it. Like
they got good credit with you so far.
They got really good credit. They care. You could tell there's so much care and stuff put in these seasons, and it seems to be more and more care. And balancing out how many characters they have now is a tough thing. And my other issue with this season was it did feel like they had to place other characters a little bit further away, like Miguel, Robbie, and
I said they could have done more with Kenny. They could have done more with Kenny's character.
I did, but I will say I liked Kenny a lot more this season. I loved when he pushed that annoying Asian kid down and jumped on his back and kicked that dude. I was like, go Kenny. It's about time, man. Like
he aired out Hawk. He swung first on Miguel. So like, so he going up there, bro. He's balls, out.
Yeah,
he's wild out.
Like think about he stepped up to 2 All Valley champions. You know what I'm saying? Miguel beat All Valley champion.
Robbie didn't win one yet, right?
No, Robbie's always been the runner up. That's the ongoing joke. But yeah, he stepped to 2 All Valley champs, and yeah, he's got grapefruits, man, and took over as the leader. Where you ever see that old Looney Tunes commercial with the little dog and the big dog? He's like, Spike, can't play with you, Spike. And then he stepped up and whooped the fucking Panther. So now Spike is like, hey, Chester, can we play Chester? It was like that. So now Kenny is the guy in college, like kissing his ass. And I'm like, well, damn.
Yeah. And I said I always kind of had a soft spot for Kenny because when I was growing up, I was a skinny kid who was getting beat down and stuff like that. So I always kind of identified with his arc. And my mom was a single mom. She worked a lot and, she did the best that she could. But you know how it goes. You have to take care of your brother and things like that. So I really did enjoy watching his progression. And I think they gave him a pretty good arc from like season 4 till now. And I liked where it ended. And I don't know if you guys caught the last one, but that scene, that look on his face, like how disappointed he was, like when all the students walked away. Did y'all catch Kenny's look? Like he had that look like I did all of this and you guys lied to me. Like, I don't know. Kudos. I don't know who plays Kenny, but that actor, like kudos to him. He did.
I need him to be the Miles Morales. Like if they ever bring out Miles Morales,
I can see that. I can totally see that.
And it's Sony. So you already got him right there, and But Rashad, let me get your thoughts. Actually, let me go to K-Dot first, and then I'll go to you. K-Dot, how do you feel about Crease as a whole this season? Okay, Rashad.
The man's tongue didn't come through customs. No, I'm just Crease. You know what? Crease is the master of deception because, like you say, he's faked his death technically he faked his death 3 times. You know,
Yeah.
so just when you think he's redeemed, and just when you think that he's, you know, got an arc now, turned over a new leaf, he's still the same old Crease at heart. You know, I mean, he showed glimpses of it a little bit in season 4 where he allowed Tori to fight her fight. I'm like, oh shit. I said, damn, Crease has a heart. What the hell? Like, are we seeing a new John Crease? But then by the end of this season, it's like, nah, he's still Crease. But now the money question is, okay, what happens from here? Because technically, yes, he's a fugitive. And, you know, I felt like that was unneeded because his name was cleared because a Stingray gave the right testimony. You know, he came clean. So, you know, they're going to release him from prison. But now that he did what he did, he's a fugitive of the law. Like, okay, where the fuck do I don't think here?
I don't think he got word of that. That's why he did what he had to do and stuff like that. So that's probably. I think he's gonna find that out later. I think he'll find that out like later. Like, damn, I should have just stayed and I could have probably got out and shit.
Right. Well, I mean, well, from a writer's standpoint, like, how do you clean that up? You know, if you're a writer of the show, like, damn, like, okay, everything is wrapped up. You know, Crease is gonna be cleared, but we're gonna break him out of prison anyway. But like Zod said, you know, I trust him. You know that they haven't let me down yet, even though I wasn't 100% in love with season 4. But I've dug every season of this show so far. But yeah, but as far as Crease, yeah, he's still the same slime ball. And the only difference between him and Silver is that Silver has money and charm, but Crease, you know, don't underestimate his power of persuasion. You know, so everybody threw the Cobra Kai shirts.
He's got them hands.
Yeah, he still got them hands. You know what I'm saying? So everybody threw the Cobra Kai shirts at Silver at the end, kind of like how they did it in 3. But you know, if Crease sits down with you for like more than a couple of minutes, he's got you in the palm of his hand, just like that.
He got you. So with that being said,
let's. What Crease did in that jail too. He was right at home. Beat up them dudes. Had them dudes calling him Sensei.
Right.
Yeah, that's so
you want me to wash your? Do you want me to wash your underwear, Sensei? Yes.
Oh wait, I gotta say this real quick too. Yo, shout out to whoever did the effects where they de-aged Johnny and made him look like he did.
Oh yeah,
Karate Kid 1.
That was crazy.
Great fucking job. Great job. And I was like, holy shit, he looks just like 84 Billy Zabka.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
but
VFX can still be done.
With all that being said, let's wrap things up and give our predictions on season 6 and where they can possibly take this potential final season with this big world tournament. Because I was saying, like, do they introduce new characters or they just keep the characters that we have now and we just go through this tournament real quick and I think Robbie will be the one to win it all. I think Robbie should be the one to win it all, just so he can at least get his dub off, you know.
He's due.
I think Miguel will meet his match, and then that's where it's gonna be up to Robbie to kind of, you know, pick up for where he left off and whatnot.
Rocky 4, yeah.
We'll definitely get Kenny in this tournament and stuff in some capacity, him fighting Robbie. I think that could possibly happen. I definitely think we've talked about it. Like, Crease is gonna try to figure out his way back onto Cobra Kai and to get them back together. They got to figure out a name, and a lot of people have been saying Miyagi Fang, which would be a dope name. I think that would really work. I don't know if Cobra Kai is going to be if they're going to make Cobra Kai still a thing. Like if it's just going to be Miyagi Fang and Cobra Kai or something like that. Or let's start with you, Rashad. Where would you like, or what's your predictions for season 6?
I honestly don't know, man, because like Zod said, that they wrapped up 5 so good to where it's like, okay, this series could end it with that. But what I would like to see is Kenny's brother get involved, Sean, because Sean was like this. He was this big bad menace in juvie that used to punk Robbie. So it would be cool if Sean can get out and, you know, fight alongside with his brother. You know what I mean? But other than that, I would love to see the World Kumite, and yeah, that would be interesting if Miguel met his match and, Robbie is the wild card, the underdog that come out on top. But I feel what was missing from this season also was that real threat from Cobra Kai. And this is no diss to Kenny. I like him as a character, but Cobra Kai is known for having that badass where it's like this guy is invincible. Johnny Lawrence, Mike Barnes.
Yeah, their name is kind of weird right now. Their name's not as strong. It's not like there's a poll that, because I did a poll and it's just like like I did 2 different polls, one on like Twitter and one on my community page. On my community page, a lot of people were really messing with Eagle Fang, and then on Twitter it was a lot of Miyagi though. So it's like a lot of people not even fucking with Cobra Kai right now. It's just like it's
because all the best fighters are on Miyagi Fang. So Miguel, Hawk, Robbie, Sam, everybody is on Miyagi Fang, where Cobra Kai only has Kyler and fucking Kenny.
They should keep Kenny. They should keep Kenny. Put Tori. You're also gonna keep Devin in there, and then just like introduce some new characters. Even get Kenny's brother in there, and then get somebody else. Get rid of Kyler completely. Like don't even just bring him back. Just like act like treat him like you treated what's her face? I forget her name. Aisha. Yeah.
I know Aisha. Yeah, they just ghosted her. but yeah. So as far as season 6, I don't know what to expect. I mean, I hope we get the Kumite, and I hope we get a clear winner, and then wrap it up with a nice bow on top. And so other than that, I don't. I'm just along for the ride, man. I'm along for the ride. I don't know what to expect.
True.
Also,
okay,
there has to be one casualty though. Somebody's got to go, and from what the theories are saying, is probably most likely going to be Silver. But there has to be at least one casualty.
I think it's gonna be Crease.
Think so?
Yeah, he's on his last, his last hurrah.
Damn.
I was thinking they might do Johnny, but then it's like he's about to be a father and stuff, and it wouldn't really.
Well, because if they do it like that, that's almost like breaking Undertaker's streak. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. Crease is known for faking his death over and over again. Like that's like the ongoing thing with this franchise. So to finally kill him, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. So, K-Dot, what's your predictions?
I don't have much. My only prediction really is that I expect Crease to start up a new Cobra Kai, and we're gonna have a final battle between them. But I am expecting Crease to have a redemption arc, or like he is going to change. I think next season Crease is going to become a better person.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to actually have him genuinely change into something better, because the therapy he was going through, while he was also manipulating the nurse, the psychiatrist, getting her close so he can get that card, it was also revealing for him. Because he had to admit all his faults, come to the realization of where he's at, and he even mentioned that thing about how he looked at Johnny as a son, and he lost his son. So I feel like they're going to actually continue that and play on it,
So true.
and actually redeem his character. That's what I think is going to happen. Crease is going to get redemption.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, I don't have that much because, like Zod said, so you could have ended it at season 5.
Man.
Kept it pushing.
Yeah. Zod, how you feel about it?
I feel there's only one thing I need to see, and me and Justin said this in our review, and we sent this out into the universe. And I swear to God, I think the Cobra Kai people watch our thing, because some of the predictions we said wound up happening. So I'm going to say it. Only one name. And that's all I want to see next year. That's all I need. Hilary Swank. I don't care what happens. I need to see my girl Hilary Swank back. I know y'all are in talks, and she's been saying those joking things. Well, you never know or whatever. I know, Hilary. I know. Look, it's a done deal. All right. You're part of the universe, girl. I want to see Hilary Swank in this next season. Like her, Daniel, Johnny, bam, that's like the dream.
Oh, even what would be the icing on the cake is Hillary Swank came in there and she took Tori, Sam, and Devin under or just like or even just Tori and Sam at one point and trained those two.
It's like Perp read my mind. That's what I'm thinking. Those
That'd be
two
fire.
have a long way to mend fences, and the best way would, because I don't know if you guys remember her arc, but she was kind of the rowdy one. She reminds me a lot of what Tori is. Maybe that's why I like Tori so much, because I loved Hillary Swank's character, and those two were like exactly the same. So it'd be cool for her to like come back and see Tori and be like, oh, she's kind of like how I was, and take her under her wing and train her. That would be fantastic. Like, and she was essentially the last person to work with Mr. Miyagi too. So that'd be a sentimental thing for Daniel.
Yeah.
You know, they can have like a cool one-on-one conversation or something. Just like, if you bring her back, I want it to be in a role. And throw in Brie Larson. Bam. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 season.
Or hey, you know, and have her take out Sensei Kim. That'll be a dope ass fight. Hillary Swank and Sensei Kim.
Yeah. I forgot. Yeah. Oh my god. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
Those two fight. Fire.
The matchups are fire. I'm excited for this tournament to see who they're gonna match up and like how that's gonna go about. Like they're probably gonna do some fast montages of like Cobra Kai fucking up people and then like you know.
Oh, and you got to have the song. You got to have that song at least one time. You're the best around. At least once. Come on, give us that. Give us that. And I want to add one more thing too. One more thing, real quick. If they can persuade the actor Chad McQueen to come back as Dutch, that's the one thing that show is missing. They brought everybody back. The only one that's missing is Dutch. We need Dutch in the show, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a crazy journey. It's crazy that it seems like Cobra Kai has just started getting like its footing. Like even when YouTube canceled it, it's just started to gain its popularity, and it's kind of sad to see it kind of start to see the end game and stuff. It's gonna be sad to see this go away, but I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with that movie. I feel like it has something to do with like something within not Cobra Kai, but just the Karate Kid universe or something new. Maybe they give Kenny his own. I don't know. Maybe like they call it the next generation, like or something like that. I don't know. Or just however
movies that are called the next generation never do good.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Or just Cobra Kai begins or new generation or
every new generation never worked. Yeah.
But it's gonna be but that's what's really dope about Cobra Kai. It's always unpredictable what they can do next, because like there's things in this season that I did not expect, like just all the different team ups and stuff and how things.
Well, I need to ask: together. Are all of us day ones? Like, because I'm a day one. I started when this shit was on YouTube. I actually got YouTube Red, a 30-day membership just to watch season 1.
Yeah, I was there day one. Day one, bro. I never expected to just like that show as much as I did just walking away from it. Because at that time I was just like, I like the Karate Kid. I was like, man, about it. But then I watched the first season, and it's just like, yo, this was just fucking crazy. And going back and rewatching the movie, it's just like you kind of like really recapture that, like, you know, that feeling like, yo, this is dope. This is something different. You know, while everybody else is doing comic book shit and this over here doing like some fantasy, like they're bringing back like karate and making it dope again. Like that shit's fire.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about this show also is the fact that it actually brings generations together, because, you know, I'm a fan of the 3 movies. So Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3, big fan of, you know, especially that first movie is like one of my favorite movies of all time. 2, I really like. 3 is a guilty pleasure. I will never defend it with anybody, but it's a guilty pleasure for me. And my daughter is not a fan of any of this shit. You know what I'm saying? But me and her both love Cobra Kai. So the fact that my teenage daughter and I can bond with this show, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like this show did something that is very hard to do. That's bring, you know, the old and the young together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that being, when do you guys think that they're going to drop season 6? Do you think it's going to come out springtime, or are they going to just pick up on the summer, or summer 2023, or probably? I think they should throw it at the end of the year next year, just to kind of like build up that, because I feel like that's like a good spot for Cobra Kai to be released. And I think that's another reason why it's not getting that much attention, I would say. I don't know, because like it seems to be talked about amongst like certain circles on social media, but like I feel like when it was released in that December January slot, I think it was like it had a lot more room to breathe. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know. It's still holding that #1 spot. Perp. I checked
Yeah.
this morning.
Yeah.
So Netflix is happy. Like, here's the thing. Say what you want about Netflix, but I'm gonna be straight with everyone. 90% of what I've been watching has been Netflix. They dropped that fire for the past couple of months.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners is fire.
Oh.
Sandman, fire. Fucking Ozark season 4. Fucking Stranger Things 4 is still like the hottest shit to drop this year. Like,
right.
So it's crazy, man. But yeah, man, I really enjoy having y'all. But you were gonna say something, Rashad?
Oh no, I was gonna say, well, being that this show is like, because I could see if it was like every week a new episode, then yeah, maybe wait a year. But being that like I binged this shit in one day, you know what I'm saying? I'm already ready for the next season. So
yeah,
I feel like maybe mid next year, maybe, or the same time next year. But yeah, don't wait too long, man, because like I'm already itching for season 6 because I watched this shit in one day. I'm already on my third time watching this now. I got a plan right now as we speak. Because being that we got we're off camera here. I'm on episode. What's this? Episode 6.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, don't laugh, guys. But seriously, I'm watching that Winx season 2. The Winx Club, that shit is fire. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it came by surprise.
Terrible.
Call it a guilty pleasure or whatever, but I don't know what it is. Like, when I was a kid, I liked that, and I liked the dark direction. But this season, 20 times better. I don't know what happened, if they got new writers or whatever, but oh my gosh! Like,
speaking of content, and like I feel like this is like the year of prequels. Like you got House of Dragons. You got Rings of Power, but then you also got Raising Kanan, which I feel like is fire this season, especially this new episode. Finally getting it. Oh man, crazy. Yeah. I like that shit. But a lot of really dope content.
Mm-hmm.
So much to come, still to come, like for the rest of the year. Like Pearl just dropped. If y'all haven't seen Pearl, definitely go check that out. Check out my review. Check out Rashad's review on it. Check out I don't know if Zod has a review on it.
Oh yeah, I got a review coming.
Mia Goth is a fucking rock star, bro.
Yes,
she's a rock star.
K-Dot, you need to go watch this movie Pearl, and then watch X, or watch X and then watch Pearl. But you need to just watch these movies. So
honestly, you could watch Pearl and then go right into X and have so much context as to what.
Yeah. But I feel like
I'm looking forward to Maxine. I'm really looking forward to Maxine now.
Yeah, and I called that like a long time ago. I was like, yeah, like when they announced, like I saw Pearl, I was like, I could see them naming the third movie Maxine, so it'll be Pearl X Maxine. And I got some predictions, so stay tuned for that video as well, because I have some thoughts about, like, it's just Pearl's just been on my mind like all weekend, and it's been crazy. I want to go see it again. I was trying to go see it again today, but I ended up falling asleep, fucking up. But
oh, don't forget about Barbarian too. Like, there's
Barbarian's cool, but Pearl right now is just like, that's some just incredible shit for a horror franchise, to a horror movie to drop like back-to-back movies essentially in 1 year, to drop a movie and then a prequel to that movie in the same year, or like just in like a little months later, and then possibly having like a trilogy within like a year. That's crazy.
That's unheard. I don't think that's ever been done before, has it?
No,
but
not in this.
But I feel like that's going to start a new trend.
Lord of the Rings, but those were shot back to back, but not released back to back.
Right. So I don't think that's ever been done. Well, I mean, the Fear Street movies, but I don't know if that counts for Netflix.
Yeah. Fair Street. Yeah, that was like they released 3 movies. So they shot that back to back as well too. So I think that's
Right.
gonna be. I think it works for horror because they're able to do it because of the budget. But anyways,
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
sidetracked. Just kind of going around. What would y'all rank out of 10 this season? Zod, go.
Oh, this one I didn't give it. Uh, I didn't give. We did more of a season ranking, like every season, but I'd say this is below 4 for me, and it's because of this season that 4 kind of rose on my ranking. But I'd say I give this a solid 8 out of 10. Like, this to me is way above anything I've been watching. The only reason why it isn't a 9 or a 10 just because of my tiny gripes with like with it feeling final and I've got to see the next season. Now I might change it to a 9 if like season 6 comes out and I see everything connected. But for right now it's an 8, and it's so good. It's so good. Like I watched every season back to back leading up to 5, and I'm probably going to watch 5 again, but there's so much stuff out that I got to do a review on. But for me it's an 8, and it did not disappoint me. Like I said, mine is just like nitpicking, really.
Okay.
And that's what you got to do with this show. It shows the quality. I'm really like reaching for stuff. You know what I mean? And then talking with you guys really brought some things into focus that I wasn't thinking about. So overall, I'd recommend it to anyone. I think you should be watching this. If you haven't been watching the show, why? If you're watching She-Hulk and not watching this, you can't talk to me.
Facts. Fucking facts. God damn.
So Kata, how about you? What would you, out of 10, would you rate this? Go.
I'll give it a 8 out of 10.
Okay.
8 out of 10 for this
Y'all playing it
season.
safe.
Solid, amazing finale. I am satisfied for now. I'm satisfied. Kind of wish they ended it here, but I'm satisfied with what I got.
Okay. Rashad.
I give it a 9 out of 10, and the only reason I give it, I can't give it a perfect 10, is because, like I said before, Cobra Kai doesn't have that clear, threat. You know what I'm saying? Like that badass fucking. They don't have a Johnny Lawrence or a Mike Barnes right now. They have a Kenny, and Kenny. Like I said, I like him as a character, but he's not that.
So
he's not that.
disrespectful.
I'm just saying he's not that guy where I'm like, how the fuck are they gonna beat this dude, man? I mean, because bro, I can take it back just to clear what I'm saying. Take it back to the first Karate Kid. There's no way that Daniel should have beat Johnny. Like, dude, those guys were fucking hardcore. All of them, Johnny, Bobby, Dutch. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy. I mean, not Jimmy, but Tommy. They were all hardcore. Mike Barnes, like, dude, he shouldn't have beat Mike. Mike Barnes could have beat him anytime he wanted to, but he held back because Terry wanted him to suffer. But there's no threat. Like, they have punk ass Kyler and little ass Kenny and Tori, who does not want to be there. So that, but other than that, this show, but other than that, this show gave me everything. This season gave me everything that I wanted, as far as resolutions and relationships. You know what I'm saying? So damn near perfect, but we just ain't got that threat. So a 9 out of 10. That's what I give it.
Okay. Yeah, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? To take it up a notch. You know what I'm saying? It almost got that 0.5, but I just love the show so much. It's just a good time. It's a fun ass show. I think it does a lot of things right more than it does things wrong. So I think that's what keeps people coming back, and it continuously grows and whatnot. But yeah, that's been the Cobra Kai season 5 discussion. I just want to go around real quick, and if y'all want to plug anything, Zod.
Oh, thank you, because I'm the longest one here. I would like to thank my sponsors. I'll be doing an unboxing video tomorrow. I am being sponsored by moviepalettes.com. Thank you for trusting me. I don't know why the fuck he did, but I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure they didn't see all my videos, but I got a cool National Treasure movie palette, which if you guys don't know, it's basically the colors of every scene throughout the whole movie on a steel panel that you hang up. And I picked National Treasure because it's got like very colorful kind of palette. So if you are interested in movie palettes, you can go check out the link in the description from Late Night Talks last night. Through my code Zone15, you will get a 15% discount on all purchases. And it'll help the channel while YouTube is not monetizing me. So fuck you, YouTube. I didn't need you to monetize me. I still got a sponsor.
That's what's up, man. Congrats.
Yes,
Thank you.
he's finally made it. You know what I'm saying? That's dope though. Like I was like when you're describing the product, I'm like, damn, why didn't I think of that? I always hate seeing those ideas. It's like, damn, that's such a simple ass idea. Why didn't I think about doing that shit? Like,
Right.
I would, you know what I'm saying? But moving on to K Dot, you got anything coming? Jeepers Creepers.
Yes, I will be watching that film Monday, and a review will be coming Tuesday. So day after review coming. Wish me luck, everybody. I hope the movie doesn't suck because I can't handle another bad Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go see it too on Monday, right after work and shit. Hopefully, because it doesn't seem like anybody.
I'm kind of. I wish the first showing wasn't at 7 because usually, you know, that's when they have those like day before showings when the movie comes out. They do it like super late because I wish they had a day before I could watch it tomorrow, so I don't have to wait until Monday. And you know,
it's such a weird day to put it there, like Monday, like Wednesday. I can understand, but like Monday, it's such a weird.
I don't know. I'm a little nervous too. It looked very low key, but I'm with you guys on that. Like, I love Jeepers Creepers. I think that franchise got the raw deal given the director's history, and I'm sure you guys know the background on that. And I'm really like I'm in that camp. Like, I'm pulling for this to be a revitalization, and I've seen some things that were kind of hopeful, and then some things that worried me, mainly the cast. And it was like, I'm like, this is about 50-50 for me. So, man, good luck. I'll check out your guys' reviews to see if I'm going to go and see it because there's just too much for me to.
Yeah, I'm looking more forward towards. I'm looking more forward towards like Terrifier 2 because I can't wait to see that in theaters.
Yes,
like, it's gonna be a 2.5 hour slasher. Like, give me that shit. Like,
I thought that was a typo, man. Because I looked up the times. I'm like, wait a minute. Is that did they really mean an hour and a half? So that first one was like an hour and 23 minutes. Like, you know, it was less than an hour and a half. So I'm like, damn, they went from 123 to 228. How the hell?
It's crazy. Yeah, it should be fun. But Rashad, what you got going?
Well, speaking of Terrifier, I just seen the first one literally about a week or so ago because my man Mike from Did You See That? I had to collab with him, and I never seen the movie before, and I watched it, and I fell in love with it. I said, holy shit, this was fucking terrifying. So, yes.
Crazy.
So when he said there was a sequel, I said, yo, sign me up. I have to see the second one. So, yeah, I'm going to be first in line to watch that. But, this is just a great year for horror movie fans, man. There's just so many horror movies coming out.
2023 is going to be even crazier, but continue.
Yeah. So I think the week coming up we have Smile coming out. So I plan on reviewing that one, and I just posted my review for Pearl. And other than that, I really don't know. I'm just keeping my ear to the street. You know what's coming up, and I'll be reviewing from there. You know what I'm saying? So for the month of October, I plan on reviewing a lot of throwback horror movies like the first 2 Jeepers Creepers and
dope.
The last couple of Elm Street movies because I reviewed 1 through 4 on my channel last year, so I plan on reviewing the rest of them this year. So I'm a big Freddy Krueger fan, and that's about it, man.
True. All right. Yeah, man. Like October is stacked. You got Hellraiser, Terrifier 2, Halloween Ends, VHS 9099. You've got the Midnight Club. That's the new Mike Flanagan show that's gonna come out. What else? You got the Guillermo del Toro show. That there's so many different horror stuff coming out. I can't
Yeah,
fucking wait. I can't wait.
right. It's like Christmas. It's like Christmas for horror movie fans, man.
Yeah,
It's a horror
it's
movie renaissance. Like, to explain to me right now how in my top 10, first of all, it's going to suck because there's so many great movies. I might have to expand it. And secondly, how half of the horror movies beat out Thor: Love and Thunder. I hate you. Bro, I almost walked out of that movie. And then all these horror movies came out, and I like Thor to me should have been like in my top 10, but it ain't going to be in there. So it's crazy to me that horror is like beating out these big companies. So
Right.
y'all need to get your shit together.
Yeah, with that being said, I know we kind of went off topic, but it's towards the end. I hope the people that check out the replay enjoy the content, and I appreciate all the new faces that I saw pop up in the stream. Y'all are really active, and I saw y'all comments, and what I'm saying. I hope y'all return the next time I go live, which will be the Perp Show Awards. That's going to be in December, so it's kind of a ways out, but it's right around the corner. It'll be here before you know it, because I've got some dope categories. Be on the lookout. I'm gonna drop another like kind of teaser trailer for that towards like the end of this month, so you can kind of get a gist of what to kind of expect. Like I said, we got October coming up. It's gonna be a big month with just horror and just content in general. We're gonna have more episodes of the Perp Show. I just dropped 2 episodes. There's two new episodes out right now. Y'all can go check that out. You can check it out on one of my playlists. Like you just look. I'll probably put the link of that in the description. Check out my other Cobra Kai content as well. I'll put a link in the description for that. Follow everybody here on YouTube and whatever platforms they're on. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.